I knew your mother died, but I didn't know she committed suicide.
Yeah.
What is your memory of her? Do you still have memories?
Do you know, I can't remember her.
No, 4 years. Could be, maybe, you know.
That's the thing. It's not losing her. The only thing what gets me is I would like to sit down and have a conversation just for 1 hour, 30 minutes, because I don't know her. And I've heard stories, but you know, stories are not the same. So the thing what gets me is not knowing her. That's the only thing, you know. But it's not a sad thing, it's a frustrating thing. You know, just to sit down for half an hour, just as, you know, she's never met her grandchildren. You know, I got 2 daughters, and my kids, I feel bad for them because they've never met their grandmother. And for me, my grandmother was, you know, it was some of the best times. Grandparents are very important. So I feel bad for my kids, you know, and I feel bad, like, she didn't see, because she didn't, obviously, she don't know. I come from not a great place. She don't know what's going to happen to me, and she's seen her uncles go to prison or things happen in her lifetime. So for her just to see, yeah, I did okay. Yeah. So just little things like that.
Do you know why she committed suicide?
Epilepsy. Yeah, she had epilepsy, and she was worried about taking care of me and my sister. You know, when you have epilepsy, you just can't, you can't, now there's more things you can do, but back then, you know, so I think her nightmare was being with me and my sister and her having an epileptic fit, because before she committed suicide, she left me with my auntie. So it was almost like she was saying to my auntie, yeah, take care of him. You know, so it was kind of epilepsy, and maybe, some people say maybe my dad, but I'm not sure. Because he was a ladies' man, my dad. My dad's a ladies' man, do you know what I mean? But I don't think she would have, I think it was epilepsy myself.
That's why she committed suicide?
Yeah.
So not because of your dad?
No.
Do you talk to your dad? Is he still alive?
Yeah, but he's more like a friend, because he's very funny dude. He's like very young mentality. Do you know what I mean? He's very like the advice he would give to my younger brother is like, when he came to New York, find a rich girl and marry her. Not try and get into music. He's very young, quite immature, very funny guy, very funny.
And the music, do you know, is it something that do you believe that you have inherited from maybe someone, from your mom or dad?
Well, my mum used to write lyrics, poetry. So I think maybe I've got it from her. Yeah. But then my grandmother used to play spoons. My granddad used to play washboards. Quite a gypsy family. So maybe from my great-grandparents.
It's for you. Well, let's return to the album. 15 tracks on it. Why so many tracks for you?
Because I couldn't get rid of any. They were all like just winners. I felt like everyone in his own way worked, and I just tried to knock some off. And the last one I tried to knock off was Valentine, and my manager was like, you're crazy. Then I tried to knock off Bonnie and Clyde, and he's like, yeah, you're nuts. Do you know what I mean? And it's like funny now, people, what they're saying about those 2 songs is very strong. So I just couldn't get rid of any.
And you're also working now with several singers.
Yeah.
Why specifically these singers? Can you explain?
Well, Francesca Belmonte is like...
Sorry. Yeah, stop. Okay. Next question, yeah?
Francesca Belmonte is, she's 25, but she's very old school, very, she manages to do soul music, but she doesn't sound like an American, she sounds like herself. Everybody's influenced from American music in some form or way. So she takes her influences and makes it her own. So she doesn't sound like, she's really a soul singer, a blues singer, authentic. And there's a girl called Fifi Rong, who's Chinese and moved to London about 10 years ago. and she writes in English and Chinese, but even when she writes in English and even her music, you could feel Asia in there. It's kind of very strange because she produces her own music and it feels very Asian. It's very quite unique. And then Nneka is a girl from Germany and she lives between Lagos and Germany. And one of the reasons was because she's a great vocalist, but also she keeps her clothes on. She's not just selling sex. You know, a lot of female artists now are just selling sex, but it's okay to be sexy, but I'm not hearing anything else. You know, so it's no clothes on in the videos, no clothes on in the front of the magazines, but you haven't got a good song. So you're just selling sex. Nneka is, don't need to play that game, and she won't play that game. You know, she's very natural, none of the 4-hour makeup sessions, you know. So, like if I had a young daughter, like 12-year-old daughter, I wouldn't want her to listen to Rihanna. I'd want her to listen to Nneka. Not that Rihanna's not good, but I don't think it's a role model I want for my daughter. I want my daughter to be a strong individual and who doesn't need to use her sexuality to get on in life, you know? So I would choose Nneka. I would want my daughter to listen to her, you know?
I have to stop now. Thank you for your time.
Thank you very much.
You.
It's very interesting.
Yeah, thank you.
Yep, not at all boring.